My mother's PNG. Amma Maddan.
Kindly share your details in case you are not attending the last class.
Teacher asked. Yeah. He asked us very difficult. Hard to remember. Hard. Was very that is a topic. To get the separate. That difficult to tasty and fast.
All right, I hope everyone shared your details. Anyone missed out? So please provide your details. Also, please let me know in case you have not attended the last class. Please ping me in case you not attend last class.
That
So today we are going to do a practical session. All right. No issues. In case if you will not receive last class, I'll share the recording. Kindly go through that recording once. I'll explain now also some basic things what we discussed in the last class. And then we'll go with the practical session. Rajesh, have you attended the last session?
No, sir. Demo class today.
Okay. All right. So I'll share the recordings also.
Okay,
People
sir.
can go
Thank you.
through that recording. Okay. All right. So let's start the class. So people who not shared your details, kindly share your details. Okay, your phone number, your email address, your name, so that I can help you with the first today recording along with today's recording. Okay, and this course we're going to start from tomorrow, and it will be 8 a.m. IST. The duration of this course is minimum 40 to 50 days. That means almost you can consider as 2 months. Okay, mostly it will be 2 months. Entire Azure Data Engineer we are discussing. Okay, entire Azure Data Engineer I am going to discuss with all the other different services. Yes, definitely we're going to discuss with the our main important topic is data factory. This is a key role of this course. If you know data factory, you have a lot of opportunities. Along with that, I'm going to explain there is one more ETL tool is there that also I'm going to help in that. Okay. I hope everyone able to see my complete screen. Please confirm.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
All right. Okay. All right. So in last session, we just discussed about some like what is a BI process. So before going to the any tool, if you are going to the any tool BI related tools, whether it may be any kind of tools that you are working it. It may be a ETL tool, reporting tool, analysis tool. So a lot of tools are there in the market. Cognos, Tableau, ClickView, Power BI, SSIS, RS, AES, MSBI. The same thing we have come across with a concept called cloud. So same infrastructure, whatever you're doing on premises, now we can do same kind of process in Azure. So before going to this any kind of BI tool, you first need to understand what is a BI approach, what is a BI actually, what is a BI process. If you understand the BI process, you jump whatever the tool you want in the next. Once you do in a company, next you got new updates also you can jump. If you don't know the BA process, it is very difficult to work with other tools. Why people are moving Power BI into the data factory? Why people are moving from SSIS to the data factory? Why people are moving from other tools to Azure tools? Yes, definitely as per the market, we need to change. Along with that, also we need to learn new things. Nowadays, people are using only cloud. Okay, so for that, I have explained some basic BA end-to-end process, how actually our role is, what is our role that you need to first understand, what is my background. If you don't know what is your background and you started learning your course, then it will be difficult. So first you need to understand what is my background, from where I'm going to come, whether my background is, okay, whether my background is non-technical background, BPO background, or I'm working for other process. Okay, so any background people, this is not a mandatory. Here, minimum some degree or diploma is required for this course. Any background, it may be a non-technical or BPO background or database background. Already I'm working in ETL tool. It may be any ETL tool, or I already am working on databases. I'm working on testing, or I'm working from other BI tools. I want to switch, or you're working for MIS, or you're working on Excel, or you're working some other tools like reporting tools. So any tool, or I'm working already data engineer. So any tools, any non-technical person, any BPO, BS, whatever it is, the background, you can go for Azure Data Engineer, Azure Data Factory, Azure Developer. So under this, you can go with Azure BI course, Azure Data Engineer course, Azure BI or Azure Data Engineer course. The people are from background like technical background, like that means what we call Java, .NET, C Sharp, some programming background. So those people can go with Azure developer, purely developer. The people are from admin backgrounds. There is a concept called admin. In the admin, they have to deal with subscriptions. They have to deal with access rules. They have to deal with Azure Active Directory. They have to deal with other things. So for them, they have a Azure admin and cooperation with the DevOps. So you need to first decide what is my background, what is the skill can I add, whatever with I'm having experience, will that experience will help you with this developers are not. So why I'm asking you non-technical person? So even though you're working in BPO also, you can still use that experience and you can work on technical process. Okay, already you're working database administrator, you're working on testing other BI tools or MIS, working as Excel reporting tool, any reporting. I'm not talking about the Power BI, any reporting tool or data analyst you're working, anything. So you need to decide then based on that. So our most important here is we are only dealing with data. We're only dealing with data, no other than this. How to manage the data, how to perform the data, how to clean the data. Example, generally what we require, we are like a chef. We are like a chef. If somebody asks you to cook some food, what you do? What do you want? Let's suppose somebody asks you to cook some biryani, chicken biryani. What do you want? You want ingredients. You want the rice. You want chicken. What you do with that? You are not going to go and get that things. You are the chef. If you give something to you, then only you're going to cook the food, right? You're not going to outside or get this all these details. Once you have with you all this credit, all these details, then you will cook the food. Before cooking the food, what you do? You'll clean them, you wash them, you put other things, you'll add some masala on that, right? So same thing, your job is like a developer, your job is like a, your job is same like chef. What you do before getting any data, it may be any source, it may be a CSV file, it may be a databases, it may be a cloud storage. So this is one example I've given for supermarket. What we do in supermarket generally, as a customer, we go and purchase a product. So when you understand this BA process, actually what we are doing in the BA process is your owners are sitting here who invested lot of money on business. They don't know background what is happening. They want to take some business decisions. They want to do some taking a business decisions. They want some information. What information? They want reports to take some business decisions. Even though if they get a report, they'll do some analysis. Okay, they'll learn directly, they'll not take the decisions. They'll analyze, they do analysis by using this report. How this report will be generated? The report generated will be different format. Again, report required data. What data it is contained? Data contain information. How this information contain? Who is giving the information? Again, we are the developers who is helping to get this information. Again, this developer have different data, structured data, semi-structured data, unstructured data. All this data we are combining into proper information. That proper information in the form of data, and data can be generated the reports. Report can be do for the analysis. Then analysis, the owners will take the decisions. So to take the decisions on business, we require proper information, proper analysis. So these people, business people, they invest a lot of money. They don't know what is happening in background. They want just report. They don't know which product is sold, which product is high value. They don't know anything. They want just report. But to get this information, they don't know background. What is data factory? What is a storage account? What is a data lake account? They don't know. So to understand this, first we need to understand the BA end-to-end process. This is process. What we're doing, application team, the building team. If you go to the supermarket, DMart like that, what you do there, you purchase a product. Once you purchase a product, what you do? You do some billing. If you observe there is a counter there. In the counter, the moment the barcode, all information will captured. This quantity, price, discount amount, all this information will store in the live storage. Earlier, 10 to 15 years back, if you go to the bank also, if somebody is deposited or credited, they have an Excel sheet. Excel, they maintain separate sheets, deposited separately, credited separately, new account separately. In next day, you take a passbook, then you will get an entry. Nowadays, you do whatever the transactions from Phone Pay, Google Pay, immediately your account will get updated through the live account. That live account we are seeing as OLTP. So those information, as a Azure data engineer or Azure data factory developer, we're going to extract those information. We transform them, we clean them, we remove unwanted data. Then that data we're going to load to the data warehouse or database. From there, we're going to load again to different places as a ETL. So you can see how much the process, how much time, or that means like the opportunity, how it is getting increased. You are not going to work entire project. You will be working under this module. You will be working under this module. See, many things are there. If you go as a only reporting developer, what these people they do? Until unless you provide the data, they don't do any report. I can do reporting also. If I have a knowledge, basic knowledge also, I can do reporting. Reporting is not a big task. Getting the data into proper format, into proper information, that is more important. So we required a proper data with the proper information we required to store in our database. So for that, we required the ETL development. So nowadays, this entire project is getting moved to the cloud. If you see, if I on premises, if I set up this project, what we required systems. We required storages. Separate team is required. If you are declared as a 100 GB of your storage, tomorrow you got more data, 200 GB. If your system, even if you try to increase, you cannot increase directly because your C drive is only capacity of 100 GB. If you want tomorrow, you want to increase, how you increase? Sir, I'll connect with the external sources. Okay, you connect the external hard disk. Whether that system have a capability to hold that 1 TB GB or not. If it is not there, then complete system will lag. That also you need to make sure. But in the cloud, you can increase or decrease anytime. So the storages, whatever the storages you are using it, what Microsoft is saying is that they implemented one store. They open the one store, online store. What Microsoft saying, we have opened the one store. We are giving the name as cloud. The store name we have open is Azure. What they are saying you, please come to our store. Come to our store. The Azure, we have given the name called Azure. It is for like public store. Okay, my store name is Azure. You can visit to our store. We are giving you for rental use. How much time you are using, pay amount. How much capacity you are storing, you have to pay. You don't need to pay for maintenance. If you are using 400 GB, pay the amount for 400 GB. But whenever you are running the system, only pay when you are running it. If you are not running, you no need to pay the amount. Even though when you are extracting the data, when you are loading the data, only pay the amount for that. Generally, if you in real time, if you purchase the data warehouse SQL Server, if you purchase the SQL Server Enterprise Edition, company use Enterprise Editions, it is very costly. It is very costly, guys. So we cannot purchase that. So what they are saying, you no need to purchase the license. We'll provide you for rental use. Just 1 second, guys. Let me change to this one. Is it audible, guys?
Yes, Pavan.
Yeah, all right. Okay. So what they're saying, you no need to pay the amount. They are asking you to just to visit to their store and purchase as a rental purpose. So whatever you want storages, we pay. You want a cloud, we'll have with the cloud. We'll help with the databases, we'll help with the data marts, we'll help with the ETL tools, whatever you want, just to visit to our portal and purchase whatever you want. The same thing in this picture I have explained, but when you go in real time, you will find this picture. You will find this picture. What this picture we are doing it? We are explaining them the high level information to the client. This is are the internal picture to understand for us. When client to explain, we're going to explain them in graphical way because client doesn't know, they are from the business background. Client will not know. Client just ask you what you want services, what tools you want to develop our project. So we have to explain, we want storages, we want applications, we want data factory, we want to store the data. One databases we required. For reporting, we required some tools. This we are going to explain to the business. Then business will give you approval. Okay, please go and create. We'll pay for that amount to get these reports, to get this entire project. So if you go internal of this data factory, if you go to this pipeline, internal, you will find this picture. You will find this picture. When you go internal of your data factory, here anyhow you're going to explain them in detail. You are explaining high level, you want data factory. But when you go internal of the data factory, you will find this picture. You will find this picture. What is this picture? This picture is a detailed information about your development. What kind of development? Just understand this picture. We are extracting the data from source. What is your source? Cloud storage, Azure storage. And where we are loading this data? We are loading this data to Azure SQL. Why we are loading the data? Why can't we analyze the data here? Because there is a millions of data on the file. We cannot analyze. That is the reason I am using the Azure SQL database. So I'm using Azure SQL database for that reason. So let's create practically. We'll discuss first how to create storages. We'll discuss how to create data factory. Then we'll create how to create the database, and then we'll create the Power BI and we'll present the report with this one. Same picture. This is also same picture, but this is a high level picture. So what I'm going to do, what you required first, you need to first understand what is my requirement, what information I want first. I want storages account. Can we create storages account? So very simple, you no need to do anything. You just need to log into the portal. Okay, how you log into the portal? There is a Azure, don't worry, I'll explain you this portal, and Azure subscriptions are there. With the free subscription, with the pay as you subscriptions, we'll discuss in the coming session from tomorrow. Okay, for today, I'll just show you direct method. Okay, in tomorrow's class, I'm going to explain you with the creation of in detail information. For time being today, just understand this one. In tomorrow's class, I'll explain you in detail information. Okay. Okay. So let me share my other screen. Let's stop and I'll share my other screen. Okay. See here. All right. Let's see the practically. I hope everyone able to see the screen. If anyone not visible, please let me know. All right. So this picture we are going to discuss now. So let's log into the portal. I'll take this URL here separately. Don't worry. I'll show you how to create account in detail information. For time being, we are just seeing the practically this picture. Okay. So like this, we have number of pictures. You have to work like a project work. And in real time also same as it is, you have to display. There is no separate tools in real time. Everything you will be working under portal. There is no hidden tools at all. Whatever we are doing, same as it is, you have to present as your experience. In the last session, I explained you, I have shown you some offer letters. Same as it is, you have to picture in if you are going with experience. There is no separate tools, there is no separate components in real time. Whatever you are doing, do it here in development here in the portal. You just required one internet, one system, and one account. That's it. So first, what we required? We required storages. It is any kind of storages. Okay. Now, as per this picture, what they are saying? They are saying is like there is a one storage called in cloud blob storage. Okay, no problem. Let's create blob storage. Can I search your blob storage? Yes, simply click on create. Click on create. Very simple. Just you have to see the picture and you have to do practically. That's it. Blob storage. Yes, I want to create blob storage. Vinay Tech. Don't worry, what is this resource group? I'll tell you later. This is like a project. Let's example this like a project. Vinay Tech project. Okay. So this is my storage account name is Vinay Tech storage account. Okay. So don't worry, all these options. See, physical data center. I told you, you're storing in the cloud. You're storing in the cloud. Okay, you're storing in the cloud. You're storing in the Google Drive. Okay, you're storing in the Google Drive. Where actually this all information will store? There is a data center. On behalf of you, there is a Google team or there is a Microsoft team is working for you with your details. You're storing in the all information, but on behalf of you, somebody is working on this. So there is a physical data center. There is a no concept like a cloud. You are just acting like a virtually. You are just acting like a virtually. But on behalf of you, there is a data center background. That is what there are a lot of opportunity on Microsoft support. When the customer is getting increase in the cloud, you came for the cloud course, Azure course. Like this, there are a lot of customers, and for a lot of customers, they require support. So that is reason, if you go Mindtree, I told you in the last class also, Mindtree mostly support for Microsoft contract based. People are getting permanent into that. Okay, what is that all details we'll discuss later. For time being, let's go with the data center as US. Wherever you want, you can select. Okay, review and create. Just I'm showing you this picture. Like this, we have to work many cases practically. So every day we're going to discuss a new case studies. I'm going to show you mostly practically. So there are different case studies we have. All these case studies we're going to do. How to move the data from cloud to cloud, cloud to Azure. Now we are doing with this process, very simple method. Okay, very simple method. We will be doing this. All right, let's see how to do this one. So every day we do different case studies, different loading process, different type of storages. We're going to discuss in detail in next class. Okay, from tomorrow I'll show you regularly. So let's create what we are creating, blob storage. Okay, click on create. Very simple. Ready, your blob storage is ready. Do you require separate storage team? No, not required. You do easily. Okay, now what you required? Database. What you required? Data factory. Can we create data factory? Let's create. Very simple. I can go one more tab. I can go into one more tab. Let's create data factory. Click on create. Very simple. What is your project name? My project is Vinay Tech project name. My data factory name is ADF test. Okay, some number. Physically data center. Because we are not storing in my local. If I store in my local, I can create my local path, D drive, C drive, but I am not storing in my local. I'm storing in the cloud data center. Okay, no problem. Create views and do. So don't worry, there is a GitHub and DevOps configurations are there. I'll talk about in the next class. For time being, just ignore it. Storage account is ready. Data factory is under deployment. It's only you can see through notifications, success or fail, only through notifications. Physical, there is no involvement. Background, it is happening. Storage account is created. Can I go to the storage account? This is my storage account name, Vinay Tech storage account. And what type of blob you want? See, blob I want. I can upload my files. There is a folder called container. This is my data logs. What happened? Data logs, we are creating it. What is it? Data logs. Okay. What we are doing? We have a storages. What happened? It will write the data in the blob storage. Same thing here also I'm doing here. In the data logs, okay, I'll upload some files. There's the option called upload. How you upload in the Google Drive? Same way I'm uploading here also. Click on upload. Your path, some data is there. Click on data, open and upload. So there is an option here as you can view the data also. Or you want to share with someone in Google Drive, what you do? You'll give access, right? You'll right click and you'll give access to someone. Here also to share with someone, you can give access, properties. Give this link to someone, he can open. URL link, copy and share with someone. That also we can give access. Okay, this file is ready. As per the picture, data is ready, CSV file is ready, data factory we creating and we'll create the data factory. Okay. Blob storage created, file uploaded, data factory creating. Okay, data factory, let's see created or not. Okay, it got failed. Why it got failed? Additional details underlying API at least so and deploy. Okay, I'm not able to understand all these errors. No issues. If you're not understanding because of connectivity issues, no problem. Let's go back again. Create data factory. Create data factory. Click on create again. So that is not our failure. With this, we are not using any physical system. Fail it means maybe any kind of background, maybe kind of connectivity issues, maybe kind of your internet issues, anything. Okay, so just read that information and create ADF some data factory name and review and create. That's it. So by default, it is a version 2. What is a version 1, version 2? We'll discuss in detail level going further. Okay. For now, I'm creating it. Again, it is showing me some information. It is under deployment. Okay, let it go deployment. Let's create the target also. What is the target? What is the target? SQL Server. Very simple. Everything I'm doing in the cloud. Same picture. If you do in the on-premises, you require storages, physical storages. You require tool, data factory tool, separately installation. For SSIs, you have to install. You have to install tools. You have to install the tools and the Visual Studio, SSDT. You have to create SQL Server, installation of SQL Server, separate data marts creations, cubes creations. Here, very simple. Are you doing anything? I want database here. In the cloud, I'll go to the cloud. I'll simply say I want database. Click on database. No installation, just filling like a form. Okay. Here my data factory is creating. Okay, it is created. Data factory also created. You want to see? Let's see the data factory. Launch the studio. This is my data factory where I'm going to do entire development. ETL development. Okay, let's keep this side and I'll come back here I'll create my database also to load the data in the database. Very simple. Again, I'm going to tell my project. My database name is Azure database, Azure SQL database. What is your server name? SQL server name, Vinay SQL server. Can I give Vinay SQL server? Okay, you can give. And physically where you are installing? Not in your C drive. When you install SQL server in your local, what you do? You install in your C drive. Here not required. Authentication, username, password. That's it. Confirm password is wrong. Provide password. And if you remember, if you observe in on-premises, when you install database, you declare as 2 GB. Can you change to 4 GB? You cannot. If your disk are only 100 GB capacity, can you change it? You cannot change it. But here you can change it. Here you can change it. How much GB you want? You want 100 GB? You want 200 GB? Right now 2 GB, or you want 1 GB? If it is not sufficient, you can go high configurations. You want 50 GB, 30 GB, 70 GB, 100. This is also not sufficient. Go with high configurations. If this is also not sufficient, 500 GB, 700 GB, then go with high configurations. Now I'm checking it. You want me to check later? Yes, definitely I can do. I'm just selecting 1 GB. Later you want to change it to 2 GB, I'll change it. Okay. Don't worry about pricing. It will not cost you. It is giving estimated per month. Per month it is estimating. After practicing, I'll delete. It will not charge anything. Click OK. I'm selecting 1 GB only. 1 GB storage. If the data get increased, immediately I can change. Click on create. That's simple. Database is ready. Database are getting ready. And this is not my failures. If something is happened background, then Microsoft is responsible for that. I'll recreate simple. Okay. Storage is ready. Database is ready. Data factory tool is ready. Did you install anything manually in your local system to do anything? No, nothing we install anything. Everything we are working with a portal. Nothing I have created, neither I storage I used this one, neither I created anything manual installation. Everything I did in the portal URL. You just required one system, one internet, one account. That's it to start this project. But here in companies level on premises, what is happening? All our physicals are required. Physical things are required. Separate team is required. Data team is required. If increasing or decreasing also data team is required. ID team is required. Here nothing. Why I'm going to pay lakhs of salary to the separate teams? I'll just hire data engineer. I'll just hire ETL developer. I'll just hire data factory developer. I'll pay him. Instead of paying lakhs of salaries, 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, 20 lakhs, why I'll pay separate teams? So now let's go with the development. What is our source? Source is blob storage. Target is ready. What you want? Data movement. Pipeline is required. What pipeline is doing? Extracting the data, loading the data. How extracting the data? By using copy data task, copy data activity. Copy data activity, copy data task. 1 second, guys. Okay. All right. So ready? Let's go with the pipeline development. So I'll go with the data factory. I'll create pipeline development. What is my picture is showing? Picture is showing pipeline, copy data is showing. Just I'll take copy data activity. Very simple. Copy data activity. What my copy data, what is pipeline name? Pipeline is data loading from blob storage to Azure SQL storage pipeline. Very simple. Pipeline is ready. What copy data activity is required? What is your source? You know clearly source is a blob storage. Can I create new? These are the, this is what I have told you in the last class. There are lot of sources that you have when you compare to other sources, other tools. Anything you want, databases, any sources you want, target you want, lot of things we have here. Many connectivities we have, structured data, unstructured data, semi-structured data, or other databases, non-SQL database, SQL databases, Hadoop structures, any database, even you not even use those things. So continuously they're adding the sources here. So what is my requirement here? My requirement is blob storage. Can I search your blob? Yes. Click on what sort of format that you want. JSON, structure, semi-structure, unstructured. What type of format you want? My data is in the which format? My data is in the CSV format. Can I take delimiter? And this is my source. You have a connection? Do you have a connection? The connection is nothing but a connection between this pipeline, this blue color line. To pipeline is connection is there? No, not there. I'll create very simple. Click on new again. This is my connection. What is the connection? Your account name, your storage account name. That's it. Test the connection and create. Don't worry. There is a concept called beautiful concept called Azure Key Wallet. We'll discuss in regular class. Create. Now this connection is going to point to the container. This account connection is ready. Now we have to select data logs container. What is your container? Data logs container. I don't know what is a container. I'll browse it. Your data logs container. Do you have file? Yes, I have a file. That's it. Is that first row as a header? Please check, is that first row as a header in the file, or you want to treat like a data? Yes, first row, I want to treat like a, that is a header. Employee ID, employee name, customer name, that is a header. I'm checking it. Yes, please consider that is a header. Click OK. Your source is ready. Do you want to preview the data? Preview the data. This is all property. One day we're going to discuss all these properties. Okay, daily we're going to discuss this. One day we'll discuss all these properties. Okay, source is ready. Target, what is your target? Source connections ready, data set created, and we required to load this data to the SQL server. Is that SQL server created? Can we go and check? Yes, it is created. This is the database name under server name. This is my server name. Okay, this is the server name. Let me check one property, very important property. This is very important property. I want to allow my service to access by data factory or any other service. That is what I'm checking here. Allow my Azure services to access by other services. If you observe here, I don't require any DBA team. If my data size is high, it will show you here only monitor tab. How much GB I selected while creating 1 GB. I'm getting huge data. Can I increase the number of GBs? Yes, very simple. Go here. Storage capacity. After creating also I can increase. I want to change to how much GB you want. 100 GB, 200 GB, 300 GB. Immediately you can increase. If it is just you want 1 GB to increase, 2 GB. Earlier there was 1 GB. I'll click on apply. It is automatically scale in and scale down. Okay. 1 GB is getting scale in, scale down. So this automatically will get added more 1 GB. You want to see? Let's go to the monitor tab again and check how much GBs of data is having this account. Do we require any IT team for that? Do we require any approval for that? Yes, definitely you take approval. But in the on-premises, very difficult to handle this one. Approval required, system support or not, architecture support or not, lot of things are there. But here, very simple thing. No infrastructure is required. No IT team is required. No tensions are there here. Simply you can do. Tomorrow you want to decrease, I'll decrease to 1 GB. Same thing, go back and do it 1 GB. Okay, but still the pricing also will be charged only when you're using it, when you're storing it. But here you store or you don't store, you purchase the account. You purchase the SQL server, database you purchase, you store, you don't store, you already purchase. You have to pay the amount for Microsoft. But when you use as a rental purpose, how much time you're staying? Rent house, how much time you're staying in the rent house? You will pay for that. Are you going to purchase that rent house? No, because tomorrow my job is in the Bangalore. I'll move to the Bangalore. I'll stay in the rent house. Same case here also. Okay, so let's database is ready. Can I go back? Anyone know to write a SQL queries, which platform we use, which tool we use to write a SQL queries? Anyone know?
SQL developer,
SQL Developer, SSMS,
Toad.
Visual Studio, right? If you want to connect in SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio, you can connect on-premise tool. Sir, don't know, sir. I don't know the SQL Server Management tool, how to connect in my cloud only. Go here, there's option. Query editor, here only you can work. User ID, password. You remember I have given user ID, password. I'll connect. You want to create table? I'll create a table for you. Create table. What table you want? Customer data, customer ID, customer name, because you want to load the data in the table. Customer amount or customer revenue. Okay. Customer address or customer location. I can use this one. Otherwise this table is created. If you see, the table is created. Customer data, but we don't have any records. No, sir, I don't want to use. There are many features are not there. I want to use, I'm a SQL thing. I want to use many features. Then go with SSMS. Go with SSMS. Very simple. There is a tool called in local to write a SQL queries. To write a SQL queries, there is a SQL Server Management Studio, or there is a tool called Azure Data Studio, or there is a tool called Query Editor. Anywhere you want to write, how flexible you are, you can write. But it is good to use SQL Server Management Studio for practicing purpose. Companies are using this one. This tool is not only will help you to connect to the Azure service, also help you to on premises, also will help you to whenever you install in your local also you can connect with this one. It is a beautiful tool, easy to manage. It is an intelligent process. You no need to write anything, automatically will show you. UI based, many things are there inside this one. Okay. So what is your server name? How to get my server name? I'll go back here again in my query editor. I'll go back in the query editor. This is my server name. I'll just specify here in the SSMS my server name, my username, my password. What is my password? I'll connect. Do you remember I just created one table here? Can we view here also in my local? Yes, definitely. You see a lot of features we have. Do you see this feature in the Azure? No. In this tool you have. This tool is dedicated only to write a queries. Okay. Let's see here. All right. So this database, you remember I just created one table. That is, what is the table name? Select star from customer data. Do you see any data here? What is the table name? I don't have any data. See, this is something called intelligence. Even though you're not written, it is showing you. There are a lot of features are there. we can use it. Now, what is the target? Source is ready, data factory is ready, pipeline is ready, database is ready. Can we load the data here? Now see loading the process. Let's go back data factory. Source is already file I've given, which having some data. Okay. What is your target? My target is SQL Server. Can I type SQL? What type of SQL you have? There are a number of SQLs are there. Number of SQL is there. What type of SQL you want to connect? I want to connect SQL database. I'll click on SQL database. Okay. What is the table name? Customer data. This is my target. This is my connection. That's it. Simple. Already we have account. Server name we know Vinay SQL Server. Database name. What is the database name? Azure SQL DB. Can I see Azure SQL DB? Yes, we have. What is your server username? Vinay SQL Server. What is the password? Password. Can we test the connection? Okay. I'll test the password. It is showing me proper password. I'll click create. That's it. Do you have any tables? How many tables are there? Or you don't know how to create? No issues. We'll create at runtime. I already have a one customer table. Yes, customer data. And now let's go back to the mappings. Import the mappings. Very simple. Why mappings? Because this is my source, this is my target. The names are different. If it is same name, then no problem. Here it is showing employee IDs mapping where this data is where going. The data is going to this customer name. This is wrong. That is what I selected mappings. Mapping is very, very important. The customer name is nothing but employee ID. The name is nothing but employee name. The customer revenue is nothing but the salary. The address is nothing but the location. Then you can go with the loading process. Check any issues. No issues. Now I am going to load the data. This configuration is done. Copy data created. This configuration done. Now I'm going to start the pipeline. Very simple. So like this, we have to understand, we have to study about some activities, some transformations, some sources. There are different sources are there. Data lake sources are there. Gen 1, Gen 2 blob storages are there. SQL storages are there. Data warehouse storages are there. We have to go through all the storages. Okay. Do you want to see what is input and output? So data is moving from Azure to blob. Azure blob to SQL Server. How many files are read? There are thousands of files are there. Process, no issues, very simple. How many read is happened from the source and how many write is happened to the table? How much duration it took and how much capacity it used. Okay. So can we go and check where it's saying that there is a 24 records are written. Can I go and check in the cloud? I don't have SSMS. I can check here also. If I check here, I can execute. 24 record is there. And if I want to see, sir, I don't know SSMS, I don't know SQL background, no worries. Go to the cloud. I told you here, provide user ID and password. I don't install the SSMS, no issues. Let's select star from, what is the table name? Customer data. Can I run it? Yes, 24 records. If you're not understanding, just put a count star, then understand how many records is loaded. Simple. Now this thing we completed, right? As our role, what is our role? Our role is to extract the data, transform them, clean them, perform them, as chef operations is done. Chef operation is done. We cook the biryani. What is the next is? We need to serve that biryani to the customers, right? We need to serve that to the customers. And we'll put some, we'll keep some on a plate. We'll design them. We'll put some other things so that by seeing that, he can understand. Same thing the Power BI will do some graphical way. Whatever data you stored, we present in UI, present in proper way. This platform, reporting platform, what people they do, they extract this data, whatever you loaded the data here, 24 records. I can give this data directly. I can share this data with Excel. I'll copy this data. I'll go to the Excel sheet. Do the Excel sheet. I'll paste the data. I'll write the data. I can share it. The people doesn't understand this data. I'll make a summarized data, aggregate data, location wise, their revenues and their counts, transactions counts. I can share this data with client, but this is an old format, old way. If I have a number of locations, then the has to come down. 100 locations, 100 tabs, 100 columns, 100 rows, you have to check. I can share this data. Earlier we are doing this sharing, but now we need to present in a, we need to share to client or customers or to end user in a graphical way. Same thing I can do here also. I'm not saying only Power BI developer can do. I can present this data in a form of graph also. You want charts? I'll provide a chart. What type of chart you want? Line chart? I'll design a line chart. See, same data. Same data I'm showing it. What type of columns you want? What revenue you want? Location wise. We are showing this information. Sum of revenue is this one, which is Canada is having high revenue. Almost. I can do here. But I don't want to share the report, this Excel report. So that is the reason what we're doing now. We are going to connect the intermediate reporting tool. So now I'm going to connect the reporting as a Power BI desktop to design the report and to share with someone. Let's see how to design the report. Okay, is that I opened? Let refresh. So same report, the pie chart, graph chart, whatever the chart you want to do, I'll do in the reporting now. See here. My reporting is opening. The desktop. In this desktop, you can design your own reports. See, I'm not targeting to any Power BI. I'm just showing you as a ETL developer what we do. Okay. I'm not targeting to any reporting. Reporting is not a big task. Very simple task. You just need to understand some sort of graphs. You can do it. But here there is no more work. The work will be generated. If you don't have work, then you cannot expect the salaries also. What this team will do, until unless you don't have data, they cannot work. Till now, did I open that reporting? No. Until unless I don't have the data, I cannot share with the client. So our work is to present the data into different ways. Here you have a work, here you have a work, here you will be working, here you are working, here you are working. You're not only just working in the reporting, you're working in all the places as a ETL developer. You're not doing any kind of rocket science. You are working as a ETL developer, data factory developer, cloud developer. Now let's see, a Power BI is opened. Okay, let's close this one. Very simple, very easy. What your data? Where is your data? Data is in the database. So I'll go to the more sources. I'll go to the more sources. What is your data? Data is in my Azure. Okay. Data is in this table. It is in Azure. What is your Azure server name? Because it will ask me if I select Azure, where is the Azure here? What is Azure? A lot of things are there. I want SQL database. Okay, click on connect. Then it will ask you, please provide me server name. I'll copy the server name. Hello, yes, I'm audible.
Yes, Pavan.
Yes.
Actually, that power is off. Let me share my other screen. I cannot share this one. So let's stop this screen. Shit, that power is off. No problem. We'll do it on other system. Okay. I think all the Power BI is there. Is there right in this desktop? Okay. Oh shit! I did not save that data factory information. It be saved here. Can you see the screen, guys? Is it visible? The other screen is
Yeah.
shared. I think I did not save this details too. Oh, it's gone. No problem. Let's quickly create. Okay, no problem. We don't require, right? Already the data is there in our database, right? Can I see? Data is already there in the database. I just need to connect to a Power BI. So let's check. This power is back. Okay, power is back. Let it get open meantime. So what I'll do? So let's go back to our database. One second, guys. Okay, so what we'll do? Let me connect. Already data is there. Let's connect. I'll show you just how we can design the reports in Power BI. Okay. Can we get the data now? More sources. Your Azure source. SQL database. What is your Azure database details? One second, guys. Okay. All right. So I'm just adding the network because the network which I connected with different. So don't worry, these are all the things we're going to discuss. So what is your server name? Your IP, I mean, your database is asking here. Let me connect to the database. So you need to share your database details because your Power BI is asking your server details. Okay. What is your server name and all? Copy and paste it. That's it. Click on continue. So main thing your job is to, what is your username, database name and password. That's it. Connect and present the reports. So this is the database name. This is your database and this is your table which we loaded the data. And tomorrow if again loads the data, this is the data we loaded. Now instead of presenting in the Excel sheets in a form of pivot tables, you present in the graphical way here. How you want data? You want to share the data? This is my data here now. You want to share in the pie charts? Share in the pie chart. You want to share the data in the different formats, revenue wise, you want to share the locations, share it. And it is easy to understand. If you can hover it, you'll show the data values, the colors. No, you don't want this one. I want to completely dashboard. I want to design not only this one. I also want to design some other things like reports you want in this format, or I want to create one more extra line chart you want to design. A lot of things you can do. Not with this one only, we can play many things. ID wise, I want to show their names. Yes, you can do. No, I want to do other things. We can do a lot of things in the reporting. So you can see how it is easy to understand. Okay, this person having this much of counts, this much of revenue he generating. Instead of that counts, I can provide our revenue also. This much of revenue he was generating, this much of counts they are generating. All right. So our main work is to how we can process our data, from various sources systems. I just explained you one of the sources system, blob storage. We have different cloud storages. Okay. So that all cloud storages we're going to discuss in regular class. Okay. Any questions, any doubts here, guys?